Chris Hughes, Fair Shot, Rethinking Inequality and How We Earn. Dive into the insightful thoughts of Facebook co-founder Chris Hughes as he shares his unique perspective on addressing social and economic inequalities through a targeted form of universal basic income in his compelling book, Fair Shot, Rethinking Inequality and How We Earn. Drawing from his humble background and his experiences with immense success, Hughes outlines how a guaranteed income tailored for those who really need it could create a more compassionate, just society. By examining historical and current economic policies, the growing issue of automation, and the potential impact of cash transfers, Hughes presents a well-researched and thought-provoking argument for reassessing how we approach poverty and economic security.
Fair Shot. Chris Hughes, co-founder of Facebook, advocates for a targeted form of income for those who need it, rather than a universal basic income for all. Growing up in North Carolina with limited means and experiencing immense success, Hughes offers a unique perspective on societal inequities in the United States. In his book, Fair Shot, Hughes argues that a guaranteed income would promote a fairer, more compassionate, and humane society. His ideas have drawn attention from influential figures such as Bill Gates and former U.S. Secretary of Labor Robert Reich. Hughes's perspective is relevant as discussions on basic guaranteed income continue to arise in politics, media, and online platforms. For further reading, Give People Money by Annie Lowrey and The War on Normal People by Andrew Young offer additional perspectives on the topic. The History of Facebook's Rise. The book analyzes the factors that contributed to Facebook's growth by exploring the historical events that shaped its environment. The author highlights how the U.S. government's power increased during the mid-1900s while corporations fought back through lobbyists and think tanks. Moreover, the Wild West structure of the early Internet allowed a few companies to dominate significant markets. The author explains how Presidents Reagan and Bush deregulated industries, reduced tariffs, and cut taxes to benefit the wealthy. Remarkably, the top U.S. tax rate decreased from 75% in 1968 to 28% in 1988, as revealed by the author. The Power of Direct Giving. Hughes, a former Facebook co-founder, was inspired by GiveWell's direct, cash transfers, to launch the Economic Security Project, an initiative exploring the idea of cash handouts. Hughes donated to political causes and was guided Obama's digital team. GiveWell's effectiveness influenced Hughes's thinking, and he seeks to promote the idea of giving cash as aid. A Guaranteed Income for All. In A Guaranteed Income for All, Hughes argues for a radical shift in society's approach to poverty. He highlights how cash transfers can provide recipients with freedom from oppressive government systems and fight economic inequality. Hughes suggests that every adult in households making less than $50,000 per year should receive $500 a month from the federal government, which would help lift millions out of poverty and improve the middle class's financial stability. With automation and job losses looming, Hughes is adamant that society must ensure people's financial security and work towards an economy that allows everyone to thrive. The Benefits of Meaningful Work. The book highlights the significant impact of meaningful work on people's happiness, health, and longevity. According to various studies, joblessness often leads to depression, drug and alcohol abuse, and suicide at higher rates. The author argues that government officials' demands for help can include intrusive and stereotypical questioning, putting jobless people at a disadvantage. Moreover, the book raises the issue of social policy's disregard for the 30 million people who provide unpaid caregiving work. Hughes' radical taxation proposal. In his book, Hughes highlights that only 1% of Americans own nearly 40% of the country's wealth and proposes a radical taxation plan to address this inequality. Hughes aims to increase taxes on incomes more than $250,000 by 50% and limit deductions to 28%, ensuring a family making $300,000 pays only slightly more while billionaires would pay millions. This plan could finance a guaranteed income for more than 90 million people without increasing national debt, while preserving the American dream. a philanthropic visionary for a fair society. Chris Hughes proposes an effective solution for transforming political and economic policies to benefit all Americans. He presents a well-researched and persuasive manifesto that transcends political boundaries and offers feasible solutions to intractable problems. Hughes' ideas are easily comprehensible without oversimplification. Any reader can find inspiration and gain new insights into effective policies that can benefit everyone, except possibly those in the top 1%. Hughes joins other successful Silicon Valley figures, including Bill and Melinda Gates, in advocating for substantial positive change. Hughes' reasoned and readable proposals offer rich food for thought and a way forward for anyone seeking a fair and just society.
Chris Hughes's Fair Shot is an astute exploration of how a targeted guaranteed income could be a key to transforming socioeconomic inequalities, empowering millions, and fostering economic stability. Hughes's book forms a strong advocate against mass automation and job losses while arguing for changes in how society addresses poverty and financial security. His proposed solutions involve fundamentally altering society, politics, and tax structures, with an emphasis on generating substantial positive change for the majority of the population. Readers of varied economic backgrounds and political affiliations will find valuable insights and thought-provoking ideas in this book as we move forward in a rapidly changing economic landscape.